okay, with the war in Ukraine and Russia right now, um, the whole world feeling the pinch of supply of fertilizers, and fertilizers is very essential for supplying their food, the food of South America, the food of Asia, the food of Africa. So this is like a global crisis on food and nutrients. So it will it will also impact on the future generation who didn't get enough food. So this food program that is really in crisis because the war in Russia and Ukraine cannot be solved by waiting. So they have to come up with an idea how to solve the fertilizer problem. You know, like if even in the case of Indonesia, they imported like a half billion dollars of worth of fertilizers, and this import is in trouble because they have to find a ways how to do it, how to still fertilize their crop. So this 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 problem couldn't go away in about a year or two because the war in Ukraine, it's nobody certain what's gonna happen. Um, we were kind of okay at first when the Russian allowed all this export from Ukraine and Russia together to other countries that they can supply with grain and also they can supply with fertilizers. Now Russia were not happy and thinking that why Ukraine the get to export their produce, and Russia forget that they themselves also have the chance to export their produce and export even their oil to another country from the Black Sea. Since Russia not allowing it and keep attacking Ukraine, so is Ukraine attacking Russia, and then all this export of grain, fertilizers, and oil from Black Sea stop. So Vladimir Putin basically is, I'm sorry to say, it's a dumbass, thinking that he can just stop Ukraine from doing that. So now the trouble is all over the world because this stupid war by a stupid leader that all of a sudden wake up in the morning and then deciding to invading Ukraine. Like, what is that for? Sorry, I have to laugh at Vladimir Putin because his idiocracy and it so idiot basically. Sorry to say. So anyway, the other suppliers of fertilizers are from Canada, besides China, Ukraine, and then Egypt, Jordanian, Morocco, and Laos. Morocco has the most supply of phosphate. That's why. So all of this chaotic problem is that they don't even come up with an idea how to have a what is called a subsistence of fertilizers of synthetic fertilizers. So this is what I'm trying to tell you right now is there is subsistence instead of synthetic fertilizers, which is gonna be used so fast and and also fast disappear after it absorbed by the plant or over fertilized that will wash up to the ocean and create algae. There's another way, another route that we can take, or an option, which is crystallize the organic compost. It could be compost, it could be waste that they can crystallize it, but only right now the one that is doable is fertilizing the waste from poop, from manures, and for human poop. So they arenate it, and then they crystallize it, or compact it, or concentrate it, and then it become a crystal that they can use as a substance to the synthetic fertilizers, because this crystallized waste that is come from human waste is also rich of phosphate or phosphorus, natrium, calcium, and mangan. So they have everything. And according to the science, these particles are more compatible to the plant. It's more friendly to the plant compared to the synthetic. So this they said will last longer. It will be more sustainable, because all the plant that is cut down and processed, they can be formed as a waste too. And if we can crystallize it, we can preserve the fertilizer that we used to have now in the plant itself. So the research on this wet fertilizers, or household cooking waste, or like vegetables, they are more abundant. And as far as we live right now, we used to ignore it and use it just for regular compost. But regular compost is too big in size to grow in form like this. So gross, right? So this look like shocking, but it's a high realism shocking that is friendly to children, because it doesn't form like a poop. So it should be like a PG level of shocking. So it's not making people throw up, this thing here, because it's all education and it's all scientific. Anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is that this compost never be researched to be crystallized. It used the same theory of the waste crystallization, that it should be let it decay, and then with aerated and dry up a little bit, it become compact, it become concentrate, it become crystallized. So, but it needs some more further research how to do that. So if we can do that, the whole world will not run out of sustainable organic fertilizers. So that way they don't have to squeeze themselves, or drastic spending for synthetic fertilizer that is so rare and so expensive right now, by going back to the basically they have it, it's just they don't use it. And the microorganism also is more rich in the organic fertilizers compared to the synthetic fertilizers. And synthetic fertilizer is so bad for the environment because it it keeps the beach cloudy because the algae will ravaging in the beach. They cover everything. They're creating ugly seaweed that cover the surface of the ocean. And what happen is the organism on the beach will die because it become dark, and it's also very invasive. So the the synthetic fertilizers is only good for really careful application, not to just over fertilize, because we all gonna get polluted, and pollutant it's not um, advisable for our well-being. Anyway, this is what I'm trying to tell you about the possibility of research on the wet household waste from the cooking, or from the when we reap um, the farm with a lot of leaves, a lot of stems, and they all could be turned into fertilizers because they come from fertilizers. Thank you.